If you're tuning in today, I'm guessing you're thinking about spiffing up your resume.
Getting ready for that job search.
Yeah, or maybe just, looking to make yours really stand out and really make it shine.
Absolutely.
So we are taking a deep dive today into a really interesting article.
It is.
It's called Best Skills to Put on a Resume, and it's from ReZoom.
Yes, ReZoom.
Now, if you haven't heard of them, they're a platform
They are.
that helps people create these really standout resumes.
That really stand out.
Yeah, and what I love about this article is that it's not just about listing every single skill
Oh,
that you have, right? It's about understanding what hiring managers are really looking for.
Yes, and how to present.
Yeah, and how to present those skills in a way that's like, bam,
Bam.
right in their face, like, this is me.
That's it.
So are you ready to kind of unlock those secrets?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I think, it all starts with really understanding the difference between hard skills and soft skills.
Okay.
And the article really kicks off with that. And it's a crucial distinction.
Yeah, so I know hard skills are things like, knowing specific software
Specific software.
or being able to code in a certain language.
Right.
But why is it so important to really differentiate those from soft skills when we're talking about a resume?
So think of it this way.
Okay.
Hard skills prove you can do the job.
Gotcha.
They're the measurable technical abilities that hiring managers can then use to filter candidates and quickly filter candidates.
So, can you code in Python?
Python, exactly.
Can you use design software like Figma?
That's it.
Right? Those are things that almost get your foot in the door.
Yeah, they get your foot in the door, but then you've got to have the
Right.
soft skills are what makes you thrive in the role and in the company culture.
Okay, so soft skills are more about how you work with others,
Yeah.
problem solve,
Problems.
adapt to challenges.
Back to challenges, exactly.
I can have all the technical skills in the world,
Right.
but if I can't communicate effectively,
Work well in a team.
totally.
It's not going to matter, Mike.
It won't.
Right.
And the article points out that employers are increasingly looking for candidates
Yeah.
who have that really good mix
Yeah.
of both
Right.
someone who can handle the technical demands,
Mm-hmm.
but also contribute to a positive and productive work environment.
It's funny you say that because I actually bombed a job interview once.
Oh, no.
And it was because I focused so much on showcasing my technical skills that I totally forgot to highlight my soft skills.
Right.
So I think I just came across as a bit robotic, to be honest.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I've definitely learned my lesson since then.
I think we all have those stories.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But it's a great example of why it's so important to strike that balance.
Right.
You really do need to showcase both your technical prowess and your ability to collaborate, to communicate, to problem solve effectively.
It's about painting the full picture.
A complete picture of yourself as a valuable asset to any team. It makes total sense.
It does.
Now, I do want to point out that the article does a really great job of giving these fantastic lists of in-demand hard and soft skills,
Yes.
which I thought was super helpful.
Super helpful.
Were there any that kind of jumped out at you as particularly important?
Yeah, one that caught my eye was the emphasis on data visualization skills.
Oh, interesting.
And it's not just for data analysts anymore.
Right.
We're seeing this skill become increasingly valuable across a wide range of industries.
So even if I'm not crunching numbers all day,
Not crunching numbers.
understanding tools like Tableau or Power BI
Those are the ones.
could give me an edge.
Absolutely, it can.
Okay.
Because being able to take raw data and turn it into compelling visual, graphs, charts, dashboards,
Right.
that's becoming really crucial for communicating insights and making, data-driven decisions.
So it's not just about being good with spreadsheets anymore.
No, it's not.
It's about being able to tell a story with the data
I'm all just
and make it understandable.
understandable for anyone.
That's really fascinating.
It is.
What about on the soft skills side?
Soft skills.
Anything kind of jump out at you there?
Two that are always at the top of the list, and for good reason, are adaptability and time management.
Yeah.
And, think about how much the world of work has changed,
Oh, yeah.
especially recently.
Right.
Employers need people who can roll with the punches, who can adjust to new situations,
Yep.
and who can stay productive no matter what's thrown their way.
Right. I think we've all learned the importance of adaptability the hard way over the past few years.
We have.
So having those skills on your resume is like a giant flashing neon sign that says,
Right.
hey, I can handle whatever you throw at me.
Exactly.
So what I'm getting from this is it's great to have the skills,
It is.
but it's also about presenting them in a way that clicks with what hiring managers are looking for.
That's right. And that brings us to what I think is the biggest aha moment from this article. It's not about listing every skill you have.
Right.
It's about tailoring your resume to each specific job you apply for.
Okay, so don't just create like one generic resume
Oh, no.
and blast it out to every job posting you see.
Absolutely not.
You really need to do your research and figure out what skills are most relevant for each specific role.
For each one.
Yeah.
Think of it as speaking their language.
Okay.
And really, before you even touch your resume,
Right.
read that job description carefully.
Mm-hmm.
What specific skills are they emphasizing?
Yeah.
What keywords are they using?
Okay, so it's almost like a puzzle.
Like a puzzle.
You have to figure out what pieces they're looking for
Exactly.
and then show them that you have those exact pieces.
You've got them.
And just listing those skills isn't enough, right?
Now,
We need to think about how we present them.
absolutely, that's where that idea of presentation comes in, and I think it's something people really do overlook.
Yeah, I was really struck by how much the article emphasized formatting and making your resume easy to read.
It's so important.
It seems like such a simple thing.
It does, but it can make such a difference.
Really?
It really can, because think about it from the recruiter's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
They may be sifting through hundreds of applications.
Yeah.
You want to make it so easy for them to see your key skills and experiences.
Right. So no walls of text?
No walls of text.
No crazy fonts?
No crazy fonts
That are hard to decipher.
that are hard to decipher.
Keep it clean, concise, easy on the eyes.
Easy on the eyes.
Bullet points are our friends,
Bullet points are our friends. Yes,
right?
absolutely. Bullet points break up the information,
Yeah.
make it easier to scan and digest.
Right.
And using clear headings or categories to organize your skills further helps to highlight your strengths.
So we've got the format down,
We do?
but the article also talked about taking it a step further by adding context to your skills and showcasing your achievements.
Exactly.
Can you give us an example of how to do that?
Sure. So instead of just saying project management on your resume,
Yeah.
you can say something like,
Okay.
led a cross-functional team of 5 to successfully launch a new product, resulting in a 15% increase in sales.
Wow. Yeah, that paints a much more vivid picture
It does.
of your skills in action.
Exactly.
It's not just a label. It's a
It's-
story
It's a story.
that shows how you've actually used your skills to achieve tangible results.
That's it.
Like, it gives those bullet points some life and personality.
That personality.
I'm starting to see the light here.
Good.
So it's about showcasing the impact of your skills
Yes.
and quantifying your achievements whenever possible.
Exactly. Quantifying.
They speak
Yeah.
volumes.
They do.
Right.
They absolutely do. Because using those metrics, those percentages, those specific numbers,
Yeah.
really adds credibility to your claims and gives the hiring manager a really clear understanding of the value that you bring.
Yeah, don't just say you improved customer satisfaction. Tell them you increased customer satisfaction ratings.
By 15%.
15% by implementing a new feedback system.
Yeah, right. And proactively addressing customer concerns.
You're not just telling them, you're showing them.
Exactly.
Okay, so storytelling is key.
It is.
What about keywords?
Keywords.
And we touched on this earlier when we were talking about tailoring your resume.
Right.
But is there more to it than just mirroring keywords from the job description?
There is, because remember those applicant tracking systems?
Yeah.
Or ATS we talked about?
Oh, yeah.
Those systems are designed to scan resumes
Right.
for specific keywords that match the job requirements.
Mm-hmm.
So if your resume doesn't contain those keywords,
Yeah.
it may never even reach a human recruiter.
That's kind of terrifying.
It is a little terrifying.
It's like your resume has to pass a robot test
It does.
before it even gets a chance to impress a real person.
Exactly.
So how do we make sure we're speaking the language of both robots and humans?
It's about finding that balance again.
Right.
So while it's crucial to mirror those keywords from the job description,
Mm-hmm.
you also need to think about other relevant keywords that may not be explicitly stated. So for example, if you're applying for a marketing role,
Mm-hmm.
consider including keywords related to specific marketing channels,
Okay.
strategies, or
Okay.
software programs that you're familiar with.
Right. So it's about anticipating what those robots might be looking for
Yes.
and making sure our resumes are packed with the right buzzwords,
Right.
but making sure it reads naturally for a human.
Yes, for a human.
Got it. Any other kind of insight or tips from the article
Oh, there's more.
that we should keep in mind?
One thing that stood out to me was the advice to use action verbs
Oh, yeah?
to start your bullet points.
Okay.
Because starting your bullet points with these strong action verbs injects energy, and it conveys a sense of initiative and accomplishment.
Okay, can you give me an example?
Of course. Instead of saying, responsible for managing social media accounts, you could say,
Okay.
spearheaded social media strategy, resulting in a 20% increase in engagement and a 10% boost in website traffic.
I love it. Those action verbs definitely add some oomph
Oof.
to those bullet points.
They do.
It's like taking those skills and experiences from passive to powerful.
To powerful, exactly.
Any other tips on wording or phrasing that can make a big difference?
Yes, the article also recommends focusing on accomplishments
Okay.
rather than just listing responsibilities. So think about what you achieved in each role,
Okay.
not just what you were tasked with doing.
So instead of saying assisted with event planning,
Assisted, yeah.
I might say something like successfully coordinated a large-scale conference for 500 attendees, managing all logistics, securing sponsorships, and exceeding attendance goals by 15%.
That's it.
Is that what you mean?
Exactly. You're shifting the focus from what you were supposed to do
Right.
to what you actually accomplished.
Right. It showcases the initiative,
Initiative.
the problem-solving skills, all
Oh,
of the
yeah.
ability to go above and beyond.
You get it.
This is all such great advice.
It is.
I'm feeling a lot more confident about making my resume stand out from the crowd.
That's what we want.
But we're not done yet, are we?
No, we're not done yet.
There's one more crucial element we need to discuss.
One more.
A key takeaway.
Key takeaway.
That can truly elevate your resume to the next level.
Well, next level.
I'm all ears.
Okay, spill the beans.
Spill the beans. What is this secret weapon?
It's all about personalization.
Oh.
The article really emphasizes this.
Okay.
That while it's important to tailor your resume to each specific job, it's also crucial to let your unique personality and passion shine through.
So we don't want to sound like robots.
You don't.
We need to infuse our resumes with a human touch.
A human touch.
But how do we do that without being unprofessional?
It's about finding that balance between professionalism and authenticity. So let your enthusiasm for the role and the company shine through in your writing.
So if I'm genuinely excited about a company's mission or the opportunity to work on a specific project, I should let that show.
Let it show.
In my cover letter or even in how I describe my experiences on my resume.
Exactly. Because hiring managers are not just looking for skills and experience. They're looking for people who are passionate, who are engaged, who are genuinely excited about the opportunity.
Right.
So let your personality shine through in a way that feels authentic and genuine.
This is all so insightful.
It is.
I feel like I'm finally understanding the art of resume writing.
You're getting it.
It's not just about listing facts.
No, it's not.
It's about crafting a compelling narrative
compelling
that showcases your skills, your experience, and your personality.
Exactly.
In a way that resonates with potential employers.
That's it.
You've got it. And with the right approach and a little bit of effort,
A little bit.
you can create a resume that truly stands out from the crowd
Yes, you can.
and helps you land that dream job.
That's what we want to hear.
I'm feeling inspired.
Really?
This deep dive has been a game changer.
It has.
We've covered a lot of ground here,
We have.
but I have a feeling there's still more to explore.
There is. We've laid a solid foundation,
Okay.
but there are always more nuances to uncover.
Right.
So in the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
we'll delve into some practical tips for putting all of this into action,
Gotcha.
including resources that can really help you along the way.
I can't wait. All right, listeners, make sure you stick around for part 2 of our deep dive
Okay.
into crafting a standout resume.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We are in the thick of it now, exploring how to make your resume truly shine.
We are.
And before the break, we were talking about, how important it is to tailor your resume to each specific job
Each one
and present those skills in a way that really grabs a recruiter's attention.
grabs their attention. But how do we go beyond just listing skills
Right.
and make it a compelling read?
Well, that's where the power of storytelling comes in.
Okay.
The article really emphasizes this idea of turning your resume into a narrative, not just a list of facts.
Right.
It's about showcasing your skills in action and making your experiences come to life.
Okay, storytelling. I like the sound of that.
It's good.
It feels a lot more engaging than just bullet points and keywords.
It is.
But how do we actually do that on a resume?
Right.
Like, isn't it supposed to be concise and to the point?
Well, it's about finding that sweet spot
Okay.
between brevity and impact.
Okay.
So instead of just stating your responsibilities,
Right.
think about specific projects, achievements, or challenges you faced where your skills made a difference.
Okay.
Then use those experiences to craft concise bullet points
Okay.
that highlight not only what you did, but the results you achieved.
So instead of simply saying manage social media accounts, I might say something like developed and implemented a new social media strategy that increased engagement by 20% and drove a 10% increase in website traffic.
Now you're talking. That tells a much more compelling story.
Right.
Because it shows that you didn't just manage accounts, you strategically used your skills to achieve measurable results.
It gives those bullet points some life and personality.
It does.
I'm starting to see the light here.
Good.
So it's about showcasing the impact of your skills
It is.
and quantifying your achievements whenever possible.
whenever possible, yes.
Numbers speak volumes.
They do.
Right.
They absolutely do, because using metrics, percentages, or specific numbers really adds credibility to your claims.
Right.
And gives the hiring manager a clear understanding of the value you bring.
Don't just say you improved customer satisfaction. Tell them you increased customer satisfaction ratings by 15% by implementing a new feedback system and proactively addressing customer concerns.
Better.
Logical.
Clearer.
It's like you're not just telling them, you're showing them.
Exactly.
Okay, so storytelling is key.
Storytelling is key.
What about keywords?
Keywords.
We touched on this earlier when we were talking about tailoring your resume.
Right.
But is there more to it than just mirroring keywords from the job description?
There is. Remember those applicant tracking systems?
Oh, yeah.
Or ATS?
The ATS
that
there.
we talked about?
Right.
Those systems are designed to scan resumes for specific keywords that match the job requirements. If your resume doesn't contain those keywords, it might never even reach a human recruiter.
That's kind of terrifying. It's like your resume has to pass a robot test before it even gets a chance to impress a real person.
That's a great way to put it.
So how do we make sure we're speaking the language of both robots and humans?
You've got to find that balance.
Okay.
So while it's crucial to mirror keywords from the job description, you also need to think about other relevant keywords that might not be explicitly stated. For example, if you're applying for a marketing role, consider including keywords related to specific marketing channels, strategies, or software programs you're familiar with.
Okay, so it's about anticipating what those robots might be looking for, making sure our resumes are packed with the right buzzwords,
Right.
but also making sure it reads naturally for a human.
For a human, exactly.
Got it. Any other kind of insider tips from the article that we should keep in mind?
Well, one thing that stood out to me was this advice to use action verbs
Oh, yeah.
to start your bullet points.
Okay.
Because starting your bullet points with strong action verbs injects energy and conveys a sense of initiative and accomplishment.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. Instead of saying responsible for managing social media accounts, you could say spearheaded social media strategy, resulting in a 20% increase in engagement and a 10% boost in website traffic.
Oh, I love it.
Right? Yeah.
Those action verbs definitely add some oomph to those bullet points.
They do.
It's like taking those skills and experiences from passive to powerful.
Too powerful. Exactly.
Any other tips on wording or phrasing that can make a big difference?
Yes. The article also recommends focusing on accomplishments rather than just listing responsibilities.
Okay.
Think about what you achieved in each role, not just what you were tasked with doing.
Okay, so instead of saying assisted with event planning,
Assisted, yeah.
I might say something like successfully coordinated a large-scale conference for 500 attendees, managing all logistics, securing sponsorships, and exceeding attendance goals by 15%.
That's it. You're shifting the focus from what you were supposed to do to what you actually accomplished.
It showcases your initiative, your problem-solving skills, your ability to go above and beyond.
You got it.
This is all such great advice.
It is.
I'm feeling a lot more confident about making my resume stand out from the crowd.
Good. That's what we like to hear.
But we're not done yet, are we?
Not quite. There's one more crucial element that we need to discuss. A key takeaway that can really elevate your resume to the next level.
Okay. I'm all ears.
All right. It's all about personalization.
Okay.
The article really emphasizes that while it's important to tailor your resume to each specific job, it's also crucial to let your unique personality and passion shine through.
So we don't want to sound like robots. We need to infuse our resumes with a human touch.
A human touch, exactly.
But how do we do that without being unprofessional?
Well, it's all about finding that balance between professionalism and authenticity.
Okay.
So let your enthusiasm for the role and the company shine through in your writing.
So if I'm genuinely excited about a company's mission
Yes?
or the opportunity to work on a specific project,
Right.
I should let that show in my cover letter or even in how I describe my experiences on my resume.
That's it, because hiring managers aren't just looking for skills and experience.
Right.
They're looking for people who are passionate, who are engaged,
Right.
who are genuinely excited about the opportunity. So let your personality shine through. Okay.
In a way that feels authentic and genuine.
This is all so insightful.
It is.
I feel like I'm finally understanding the art of resume writing.
You're getting there.
It's not just about listing facts. It's about crafting a compelling narrative that showcases your skills, your experience, and your personality in a way that resonates with potential employers.
Exactly.
You got it.
And with the right approach and a little bit of effort, you can create a resume that truly stands out from the crowd and helps you land that dream job.
This deep dive has been so incredibly insightful. I feel like I've learned so much, and I'm excited to put all of this wisdom into practice.
Me too. It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you and our listener.
Before we wrap things up, is there anything else you want to leave our listener with? Any final words of wisdom or resources you want to share?
Well, I think the most important thing to remember is that your resume is more than just a piece of paper.
Okay.
It's a reflection of your skills, your experiences, and your potential.
So take the time to craft it carefully and thoughtfully. Don't be afraid to let your personality shine through and showcase what makes you unique.
That's such a great reminder. And remember, ReZoom has a ton of resources available on their website, templates, articles, expert advice that can help you create a truly standout resume.
Absolutely. And for our listener, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes.
I hope you feel empowered to take your resume to the next level and land that dream job. Believe in yourself, put in the effort, and never give up on your goals.
Beautifully said. And to everyone listening, thank you for joining us on the deep dive. We'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration. We're back for the final part of our deep dive into building a standout resume. And we've talked about hard skills and soft skills and storytelling and keywords. I feel like you've uncovered a whole treasure chest of strategies.
I am.
But how do we take all this amazing advice and actually put it into practice?
That's the key, isn't it? It's great to have all this knowledge, but it's useless unless you actually apply it.
Right.
So let's talk about some actionable steps you can take right now to transform your resume.
Perfect, because I'm sure our listeners are ready to roll up their sleeves and get to work. So what's the first thing they should do?
First and foremost, remember that your resume is not a one-and-done deal.
Okay.
It's a living document that should evolve with your career. So set aside some time on a regular basis to review and update your resume, adding new skills, experiences, and achievements as you go.
Oh, that's a good point. It's easy to let your resume get stale, especially if you're not actively job hunting.
It is.
But those updates can make a big difference when the time comes to apply for a new opportunity.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to experiment with different formats and layouts.
Yeah.
The article mentions that ReZoom's website has some great resume examples for different industries.
Right.
And those can be really helpful for seeing how other people have structured their resumes based on their specific fields.
Yes, I was checking those out earlier, and they're a fantastic resource. It's like having a blueprint to guide you.
It is.
Speaking of resources, I know you had a few more tips up your sleeve.
I do. One that I cannot stress enough is to proofread. Proofread.
Oh, yeah.
I know it sounds obvious, but a single typo or grammatical error can really hurt your chances.
Right.
Because it just makes you look careless and unprofessional.
Ouch. Yeah, it's like a tiny little detail that can have a huge impact.
Huge impact.
It's definitely worth having a fresh pair of eyes look over your resume before you hit send.
Absolutely.
Maybe a friend, a mentor, or even a professional resume writer.
Great idea.
And finally, remember that your resume is just one piece of the puzzle.
It is.
It's important to combine a strong resume with proactive networking.
Proactive.
Attending industry events, connecting with people on LinkedIn, reaching out to people in your field.
Yes.
Can open doors and lead to unexpected opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about building relationships and putting yourself out there.
Right. Your resume might get your foot in the door, but it's those personal connections that can really make a difference.
They really can.
This deep dive has been so incredibly insightful. I feel like I've learned so much, and I'm excited to put all of this wisdom into practice.
Me too. It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you and our listener.
Well, before we wrap things up, is there anything else you want to leave our listeners with? Any final words of wisdom or resources you want to share?
I think the most important thing to remember is that your resume is more than just a piece of paper.
Mm.
It's a reflection of your skills, your experiences, and your potential.
Right.
So take the time to craft it carefully and thoughtfully.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to let your personality shine through and showcase what makes you unique.
I love that. And remember, ReZoom has a ton of resources available on our website.
They do?
Templates, articles, expert advice that can help you create a truly standout resume.
And for our listener, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes.
I hope you feel empowered to take your resume to the next level and land that dream job. Believe in yourself, put in the effort, and never give up on your goals.
Beautifully said. And to everyone listening, thank you for joining us on the deep dive. We'll see you next time for another fascinating exploration.